Hello everyone. Welcome. All right, I hope everyone is getting their notifications. I'm just coming on for a few minutes to show you how to use 21-inch mesh in different methods other than the poof method. So when you get the notification, please hop on and say hello. I'm Stephanie Brown. If you're just visiting for the first time here at Brown's Custom Creations, where I create custom designs with you in mind, and I also like to help and inspire others to do the same. All right, so once you get on, say hello. Let me know that you're here. And I think I'm solo today. My son is not here with me right now. He may come in here in a little bit. Hey Lynn, how are you this afternoon? Hey Amy, how are you? Hi there Tiffany. All right. I know I'm not usually on Wednesdays, and if you caught my live yesterday evening, I don't know, around 6:30 or 7, and I was showing you how how to unbox a wreath. I also said that I forgot to show you the other methods because Facebook just cut me off yesterday. All right. Okay, great. All right, Lou. All right. And how are you today, Miss Lou? All right. Let's go ahead and turn you down, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so you can use a work wreath form like this, or you can use one of those Dollar Tree forms where you have to put on the chenille stems to make the little twist ties. Either one works. So just to save a little time, I'm just going to use this, and I'm not going to fill out the whole wreath. I just wanted to come on to show you, some different methods. And who knows, we may fill out the whole wreath. But right now, that's not the plan. All right. So we're going to take our 21-inch mesh, and I happen to have a full roll. So we're just going to start with this. And since I am beginning with a full roll, I am going to cut off this ragged edge here and just kind of even that out. All right, and then the first method that I want to tell you about is the curl and poof method, or you may hear it referred to as the curl and loop method. They're both the same, and this is what we're going to do. So for the curl and loop, or curl and poof, whatever you want to call it, we're going to cut the mesh at 12 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 4 so I can show you 4 different times, so we can go through it 4 times. So I'm just cutting at 12 inches. And you can use this with several different colors, 2 or 3 different colors. That looks really nice when you do that. I have a wreath behind me that I did, a while back. And I don't think I ever listed it on Etsy. But anyways, I did this method. I did the ruffle and loop. I had to turn around and look, but it's similar. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your mesh and the curl side up, okay? And all you're going to do is you're just going to curl one end, and you can make your curls as big or as small as you want. I kind of like my curls to be about that size. And then you're just going to pinch down about 4 or 5 inches. And then I like to put a clip on the end, or you can hold it either way. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other end. So we're just rolling the end And same thing, we're just going to pinch that down. So you can make all of your curls like this all at one time with all four, or all the ones that you cut, or you can go right into the wreath and start putting it in once you curl it. So we're just going to twist that off one time because we're going to reopen the twist tie. Now you do want this little cut part, your unfinished edge, you want that facing down, okay? And then we're going to pull this and kind of just fluff it, okay? And that's how you get the poof. So you get the curls on the end and the poof right here. So let's try that again. And I may have this just a little too long, so I'm going to back this up just a little bit. Great thing about mesh, you can always readjust. And I'm going to tell you how long that is. That is 4 inches. So I want a 4-inch curl on the ends. Okay, so that's our first one. Curl and a poof. Now it may look a little weird just with that one, but let's continue. So let's do that again. We're just going to take our mesh with the curl side facing up, and we're just making a curl on the end. And since this has a line and that's about 4 inches, I'm just going to pinch right there. And I'm going to put my little clip to hold it down and do the same thing to the other end. Just making our little curls. Pinch. And then remember, we only twisted our twist tie one time. We want to untie it. Untie one end that already has a curl in it. Place this inside. Remember, we want the cut edge facing down. And now we can go ahead and twist that a couple of times to make sure it doesn't come out. Take that off. This is the open side right here. We want that facing down. Hey there, Rita. Let's see who else I missed on here. I just happened to look up. Thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate that. Let's go back. Let's go back. Well, hello, everybody. Hello, Linda, Gloria, Lynn, Virginia, Marcia. Hello, Catherine and Faith. Hey there. Carolyn, Brenda. Hey, everybody. I just turned you around. You're looking at my ceiling. Sorry about that. My finger is all in the way. Okay, if I didn't say your name, hello, everybody. I'm so glad that you're popping on and checking this out. So remember, we're just fluffing that little poof out. And we're going to do a couple more of these. This is the curl and loop method, or the curl and poof, whichever one you prefer to call it. Okay, so we have our curl, and you can just stick that right on in there. Either way, whichever one, whichever works for you. I'm just giving you the method, and you work it in your wreath however you're most comfortable. Once we get that second loop and second curl in there, we can go ahead and tie this off really well. The main thing is make sure that open part is facing the bottom and you don't want your mesh twisted. Not on this particular thing. And I'm just kind of spreading that out. And also when I'm spreading it out, let me turn it over, maybe you can see. I'm kind of leaving a part of this rolled under so that frayed end isn't just exposed. So like about an inch or two. So here's the cut end. That's still underneath. I'm not spreading it all the way out. Okay, so you still want to have that cut end protected in there so it doesn't fray. All right, one more like this, and then we'll move to a different method. So we're just curling, curl, 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 one end. Put our little clip on it if that's the way you want to do it. Or you can put that right into the wreath. Curl the other end. Untie. All right, and you can fill up your whole wreath, the outer ring and the top ring, just like that. And it will be really nice and full when you're done. So that's how that looks. So you would get a poof and a curl, or two curls in each twist tie and a poof in between. So that's how that would look. All right, so let's go to a different method. And I'm going to still use the same mesh. So this next method is a ruffle and a poof. So a ruffle and a poof, or ruffle and a loop. However, whatever makes sense. So the last ones we cut at 12 inches. On this one, I would go a little bit bigger. You could go 15 or 18. I'm going to cut it at 18. So 18 inches for this one. It just depends on how big you need your ruffle or want your ruffle. And I will do, let's do 4 of these. So we're cutting the 21-inch mesh at 18 inches to do the ruffle. Don't do that again. The ruffle and the ruffle poof or ruffle loop method. So we're using loop and poof interchangeably. And if I didn't get to acknowledge you, hello everybody, and I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm so excited to be able to come on and just share this with you. All right, so we're going to take one of our mesh. Of course, we're going to have it with the curl side up again, okay? And I'm going to do mine a little bit differently, or I'm going to try it. I'm going to curl in that end just a little bit. So just like we do our woodland ruffle, and then I'm going to scrunch, and I'm just at the end, so about 4 inches from the end, okay? And I'm just ruffling it, okay? So this is the rest. We haven't done anything. And you're just going to put your clip on. And then you're going to do the same thing to the other side. You can just ruffle it, but I like the idea of just hiding this edge so it doesn't fray, or it doesn't fray as much. So we're doing the same thing as like our woodland ruffle, where we just kind of roll in the end a little bit. Okay, how I roll that over. And then we're just scrunching, leaving about 4 inches or so from the end. And then we're going to get our wreath. Let me get that wreath base back. And I'm just going to start where we left off, okay? That way you can also see the difference. And I'm going to go ahead and twist that a couple of times. Take this end, same thing. This time I only need to twist it once because we're going to come right back with another ruffle in that twist tie. And because I cut my mesh wider, I'm going to get a bigger poof than the curl. Can you see the difference? This one is a wider poof than this one because my cuts were different, as well as I have ruffles here and a curl here. Okay, let's do that again. So these are cut at 18 inches. So I am just rolling in the end one full time, just like I do with the woodland ruffle, and then I'm just scrunching right through on this end. And I'm trying to leave about 4 inches. I'm going to remeasure. Yep, that's about 4 inches. And this little end that's sticking up, you can just adjust that by pulling the mesh down and adjusting. And let's do the same thing to the other end. These are really good methods. If you are trying to use up some mesh, you have a lot of different colors, or if you want to use the curl, you know, if you want poofs and ruffles and curls, and so you don't, you know, if you want to just use one color, you don't have to buy, you know, several different kinds of mesh. All right. We just adjust those how we need it. If we see things are sticking out too far, we just adjust it. We're just rolling in the ends. So if you're just hopping on, if you're new, I'm Stephanie and welcome. And if you're hopping on and you're like, what? Stephanie's on a Wednesday at 3 o'clock? What time did I say? 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock? Is this really Stephanie? It's really me, you all. Hey, hey. So yeah. But welcome everybody, everybody, everybody. All right, one more, and then I'll turn this around so you can see the difference there. I don't know why I put that clip there. I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't know what I'm doing. We're just scrunching, scrunching, scrunching. Now let's put that clip on. All right, and we're going to do the same thing. Roll in the end, roll in the opposite end, and then we're just going to scrunch this together. Open up that twist tie that we just went in. And make sure after you put in your, if you're just going with 2 different mesh, well, I guess you would only go with 2 different mesh in each one, but once you get your 2 mesh in there, go ahead and twist your twist ties off, you know, a couple of times, at least 2 good full times. All right, so I'm going to show you what I have here. It may be a little hard to see, but we have our ruffles right there. And then we have our poofs right here. And so you can poof those out pretty big because it's cut 18 inches, or if you wanted to make them shorter, you could roll them in a little bit. I would like it poofy, okay? But just make sure you keep some of that cut edge underneath. Okay, so those are the ruffles and the poofs. And then I'm turning it around, and these are the curls and the poofs. And because we cut, when we did the curls, we cut the mesh smaller, so the poofs are not as big as this, okay? But of course you could cut this longer. You know, it just depends on what you're looking for and what you're needing. Okay. All right. So one more, and I'm going to do it. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and do it on this frame. One more cut. One more thing I want to show you. All right. And so the other method to use up some 21-inch mesh is to do the awareness ribbon. So for the awareness ribbon, you can cut that the same length as you do the curls. So I'm going to cut that at 12, and there goes my mesh. And I'm just going to do 2. Just to finish up the bottom ring. All right, so this is going to look very familiar at first. So what I'm going to do is curl side up, and I'm just going to curl it. And you can put your clip, and it's pretty much curled, but we're going to go ahead and curl the other end as well. And let me go ahead and pinch that, and I'm going to take one end to the other end, okay? And you can crisscross it if you like that. And we're just going to put this into the wreath, just like that. So basically we made a curl, but we haven't separated, and we're going to put this whole thing into one twist tie. For the curl and the poof, we put them in 2 different twist ties like this, but we're going to keep them together. And I guess I could have made 3. So I could complete that off. So I'll cut one more, and then you're just gonna put that in there. I'm using this the tinsel tie that had the curl, so I can complete this all the way around, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and tie that off. And then you can open your poof up a little bit. Let me just cut that off. I'm just opening this up. The little tinsel mesh is getting caught on there. Okay, And let's do one more. Well, I'll cut another one too, but so we're just going to curl that just like we did with our curl and loop. And then I'm just going to put a clip on that end. Curl this in. And we're just going to bring our two ends together to make like our little awareness ribbon. I'm having trouble, y'all. Okay, there we go. Let's see here. I'm trying to make sure that my cut edges are coming together. I do want those to come. I want to put the cut edges on top of each other. All right, and then we're going to put that in the next twist tie. I almost should have just changed colors each time so y'all could really see the difference. I think you can see it. I'm just kind of fluffing that out a little bit, and I keep making a mess. But if you get some little scragglies, you just cut those off. Don't pull them. All right, one more. Let me cut one more piece, just so we can finish that bottom roll off. All right, so we're just going to curl the end. Your curls don't have to be perfect, you all. We're just curling. Don't make it hard. Curl the other end. And we just want to make sure that the cut ends are coming together. Let's bring that back. And we'll come right here to close up this hole. So I'm opening the one with the ruffle, and I'm just gonna move that around a little bit. And you can do when you put your awareness ribbon in, you can put it with the curls going up, or you can put it with the curls going down. And sometimes, depending on what row you're on, you may want the curls down on the outer row and the curls up on the inner row. It's just, you know, it just depends on what look you're going for once again. I'm going to just kind of take mine up right here so you can see it. And remember, you can always mix and match, you know, different things. So, but yeah, that's what you have. So I know I haven't completed the wreath, but this gives you an idea of what we have. So let me start at the beginning here at the curls. Okay, so these are that's the poof with the two curls. Okay, two curls poof, two curls poof. Okay, that's what you get there. And then with the ruffle method, you have your ruffle and then your poof. And then I think this is where we started for real. This is the two ruffles and the poof. Okay, and that's how that is. So on the curl with the poof, I cut those at 12 inches. On the ruffle, if you like this fullness, I cut these at 18 inches. And then when I did the awareness ribbon right here, I did 12 inches again. And I just basically curl the end, put the ends together, and put all of that in one twist tie. Okay. So yeah, that's how you would do that. And you can use different colors. Let me show you one that I did a while back. And now I just did this with like the mesh that does not have any foil in it. So when you use more expensive mesh, like the mesh that has foil in it, it is very poofy. But I'm going to show you the back. So I have, and this is, I probably did this, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. But this is the the ruffle method. I just ruffled the ends there. And so you can see, if I get out of the camera there so close, you can see I have my little poofs and the curls. And I just went in with different colors. So I had the baby blue and the yellow. And then I also had some blue and white stripe that I have in there. I'm sure I was just probably trying to use up some mesh. So I just went through and did that, but it makes a really nice fluffy wreath. And like I said, this wasn't even with, foil, metallic mesh. This was just with the inexpensive stuff. So that may give you an idea of how it may look around the end, around the sides rather. Well, I hope you learned something. I hope you like that. There's one other method. It's the bubble method. But I'll show you that. Well, I have you on here. Let's do that real quick. Let's do that real quick. Let me find a wreath form, y'all. Hold on. I'm making things fall, y'all. Okay, let's do this with a Dollar Tree form. Are y'all still good? Let me know that you're good. Okay. All right. So this is the bubble method. And if you think back to maybe 5 years ago when Michaels was selling a lot of deco mesh wreaths, and they would sell the deco mesh wreaths that didn't have anything on it, but it was the bubble method. So you could buy it and then do your own thing or just hang it on the door because it's really pretty, just like that. And some people like that. All right, let me show you what you do for that. How I would do this, I'm just gonna I'll do one rung right through here. I'll do from this crossbar to here so you can have an idea. All right, so when I use a Dollar Tree form for the bubble method, you're going to go ahead and start your chenille stems off like you normally do, the first one, and then you want to space some chenille stems out in between the crossbars, okay? So I'm just using the inner 2 rings. So I'm going to have 3 chenille stems inside, in between the 2 rings, in between the 2 crossbars rather, and then at the crossbar. So just right there I've used 5 chenille stems, and I'll show it to you. If I don't move that around, let me just get that a little tighter. Sometimes you have to pinch so that doesn't move around on you. Okay, so here's a crossbar and here's a crossbar. So we have the chenille stems at the crossbar, and then I have 3 in between. Okay. And you know what? I did that wrong, y'all. I'm lying to y'all. I do want it like that, but I want to use the second and the third. So scratch that. Y'all erase that. Let's just move those to the second and the third crossbar, wires. We're just moving them down, moving them down. I'll show you again. Sorry about that. I hope you guys are having a good day while I'm sitting here doing this. I'm trying to distract you, so I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am. It's a nice gloomy day. It's been rainy here today, but it's not too bad. But it's just, you know, the weather just looks icky, but it's not cold or anything. All right, let me move that over. Okay, so we still have our same 5. We're putting that on row 2 and row 3. Okay, so that's the only adjustment so far. And then we're going to still use our 21-inch mesh. Now I would use a whole roll. I don't know. I'm sure you can use, you know, you could use several different colors. For me, I would just, if I were doing a bubble method, I would just use the same color. All right, so we're just gonna have us a little end out here, you know, so we don't pull anything through, and we're gonna tie that on there really tight. And then to make your bubble, you want to do about no more than 10 inches. So I'm going to try 10, but we may need to do 8. It's been a long time, y'all, since I did a bubble method. All right, I'm going to do 8 because that's a little too big for this wreath. So I'm measuring out 8 inches. And I'm just going to go right here to this first twist tie. I'm trying to tie it on there a little bit tighter and move it back down. Okay. And we're going to put that in. And tie that off. So we're just going to do 8 inches each time, 8 inches. And if you don't like to measure, once you get your first bubble in, all you need to do is just make sure that the next bubble is level with the first one. That's it. And just keep going. We're just putting that in there. I'm pressing down to make sure everything is in there good. Scoop that over. I'm just gathering that up just in my hand, in my right hand here. And we're going to just put that in there. Put that in that chenille stem. And tie that off. And let's do one more. So this is the bubble method. So it's kind of like the poof method, except for you're making your poofs a lot closer and a lot shorter. And there's no cutting in this method. And if you see that you have one that's too high, like that one looks a little high to me, you would just undo it and just pull it out some. It's just in one little spot it looked too high. Now this would be my least favorite you know, for me, this is not my go-to that I would do. But you could do a whole roll. You know, you could use a whole 21-inch roll. It probably wouldn't even take a whole roll. And you could have a really pretty wreath that you could just put on your door with a bow and be done. That's still too high. Let's see here. Can y'all see that? This one is up here. That one's up there. So I need to fix that. But anyways, but yeah, that's the bubble method. You just go all the way through and do that. So hopefully you've seen some different designs that maybe, or methods that maybe you haven't seen before, or maybe you forgot about it, or you've seen it but you didn't have it explained to you. I'm going to raise this up. All right. And so maybe you've seen something that you've been wanting to know. So hopefully that helped you out. And when you're doing your wreaths, you can have some other methods to make some beautiful wreaths. Let me see who I missed here. See, I missed not having Blake. I'm all in y'all's face. Okay, I can't move this. Oh, there it goes. All right. Hello, Betty Kitchens. Hey, Donna Davis. I don't know if you're still here, but hi Rita, hi Tammy, hi Etna and Deborah. All right, if I didn't catch your name, you all, truly, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you popped on. I'll be on tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central and making a wreath for you. Hey, Carol. So come join me if you can. If not, it'll be on the replay, and I look forward to spending some time with you again. All right, y'all take care, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.